to the Coffee Talk series. Today's video will be about Black femininity. But before I go on, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that bell so you're notified of all my upcoming videos. Now, let's drink this coffee. In talking about Black femininity, I think the first thing to do is to give a definition of what femininity is. Here's a brief definition of femininity. Femininity is a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles generally associated with women and girls. Now, that's a kind of gray area, don't you think? For that just to be all it is. All you have to do is just be a woman or a girl, and your behaviors to be like what society thinks they should be. Let's also keep in mind that femininity is more of a social construct, but research has shown that there's some behaviors that are biologically driven. Now, when it comes to Black femininity, well, it gets even more convoluted because you see, what we portray as feminine is not always what society thinks is feminine. They typically look at our being loud or passionate as being masculine, but we're women, and that shouldn't define it. There's a difference between being feminine and being feminist, but sometimes people see a Black woman being feminine and look at it as being feminist. Why is it that when a woman speaks in a soft tone, gentle, that it is seen as being feminine, yet when she speaks in maybe a loud and authoritative tone, it's not? In today's society, many of us have to juggle between being a feminine woman and being a boss chick. In the workplace, for many of us, it is very hard for us to exude our femininity and also be taken seriously as a businesswoman. So how do we get that balance? Is it by wearing dresses and skirts instead of wearing pantsuits? Is it by speaking softly and deferring to men in business situations? And let's not forget about women who make more than their male counterparts or their husband or boyfriend. To be clear, femininity cannot be defined by what you wear or the tone of your voice. There is so much more to it than that. And a woman making more than a man does not make her have masculine attributes. Growing up for me, I was what you would consider a tomboy. I climbed trees, I rode a skateboard, played basketball, and ran track. But on the other hand, I also was a ballet dancer and modeled. And I can sew, knit, and crochet, as well as cook like a gourmet. There are dimensions to being feminine. And femininity is not defined by being in a traditional gender role either. Femininity for us is always being compared to femininity of women of other ethnicities. But to be quite frank, this comparison is not really a fair analysis of femininity within Black women. Unlike women in other ethnic groups, for many of us in our families, we have never had the opportunity until probably recently to be in the place of being stay-at-home moms, and generally we're in two-parent working households or one-parent working household if it was a single parent. Taking this into account, it is easy to see why many times Black women are seen as being less feminine by society standards because of the fact that we have to take on roles that may be considered masculine roles, as being head of household. Taking on these additional roles, to me, only shows more of the femininity and the strength of Black women. It does not negate our being feminine. We still have children. We still are soft to the touch. We still can be soft and gentle in our tones, as well as being passionate and loud. But we're still a woman. We're still feminine. The fact that a woman wears pants more than she wears dresses does not negate her being feminine. Femininity is something that is innate in women. It has nothing to do with how we dress, and it has nothing to do with how our femininity is compared to that of women of other ethnicities. Sometimes the harshest tones come from the softest women because she's protecting herself. Talking loud, being, boisterous does not mean that a woman is not feminine. As a matter of fact, you have boisterous women in other races, and then it's considered spicy or sassy. But think about what our women have gone through. Think about the history that we have had to endure in this country. Because you see, when I'm talking about Black femininity, I'm talking about it here in America. This is the place that it seems to be a question about whether we are feminine or not. Is it because we have been embedded in a American society that is far, far from our traditional African roots in the ways of how women are viewed? Is it because many of us are told by our Black mothers and fathers to never depend on a man? Perhaps because of how we are raised and brought up in this country. But why are we allowing our femininity's existence to depend on what, in my opinion, are European standards of femininity? A lot of expecting my femininity to look like theirs. And it's mainly within ourselves that this stereotyping comes. You see, by definition, as I stated, femininity are qualities or attributes of women. And aren't Black women and girls female women? So our expression of our femininity, whether it is like that of another ethnicity, is feminine just the same. Every woman expresses her femininity in her own unique way. And we as Black women are no different in this. I mean, even when a Black woman or a Black girl gets in your face and is, yelling or talking boisterously, passionately, and rolling her neck, she's still feminine. She's still a woman. Think about the Proverbs 31 woman. She ran the house, but she also contributed to the house financially. And that all was in her femininity. As Maya Angelou said, the span of my hips, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. We as Black women may express our femininity differently, but our femininity is femininity nonetheless. For 400 years, our women's femininity was looked down upon, was frowned upon, was hidden, because we didn't want it to be stolen from us while we were in captivity. And now it's a new day, and we show our femininity, maybe not the way that other women show it, but we are soft nonetheless. We are female nonetheless. We are feminine nonetheless. And our strength is also our softness. Our vulnerability is also part of our femininity. For some of us, we're so busy showing us that we're superwoman, that we're strong, that we don't show you the softness that is there, the vulnerability that is there. Our experience here has made us be that way. But when we show you our softness, don't reject it, accept it. Whether I'm wearing my hair curly or straight, in an afro or in braids, I'm still feminine and my femininity exudes. Black woman, we are feminine just like everyone else. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Now, that lady is telling me it's time for me to get off of here and go get myself another cup of coffee. But in the meantime and between time, please leave me a comment and let me know how much you like this video and let me know what you would like to see in future videos. I'll be back with another coffee talk for you soon. Until then, you guys, you know how it goes. Peace and blessings from the West Side. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, I'm out.